Hello guys and welcome back to Big Brother, and we have got a lot to talk about because Big Brother has had a controversial 48 hours. They've messed with the format, they've lied to the public, they've done a whole load of stuff that has really ruined the integrity of the show. And I'm one of these people that very often defends ITV's twists and turns that they take in Big Brother. I'm not a hater of backdoor exits. I think that if they're going to do it, they have to be done, unfortunately, because they just have such a short time frame. But unfortunately, this one is potentially the worst thing I've ever seen. But we're going to get into that a little bit later. I hope you guys are still enjoying this recap series, even if you're not enjoying the main series. But either way, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to vote Ali, and I will see you guys in a second when we get into the video. So we're going to start by talking about Shegan and Hannah and the lingering feeling that there is more than meets the eye with these two. I personally do feel like Hannah likes Shegan in some kind of way, and Shegan knows that and is kind of capitalizing on that a little bit, potentially. I don't know whether it's as nefarious as that, but I do feel like they've both said numerous times, oh, we're not interested in each other, we're not interested in each other. But, like, they flirt with each other heavily. Now, I have female friends. I don't flirt with them because that's not what I'm like with my friends. So I don't know whether that's just how Shegan and Hannah interact with their male or female friends. I don't know. But the other people in the house are also starting to pick up on these vibes as well, because he's literally sitting there with his foot in her lap as she's massaging his foot. And I'm sitting there like, huh? And then at one point, he's getting down on one knee, fake proposing to her. And I'm like, eh? And then when they're called out and everyone's like, yeah, actually, I think you guys would make a really, really good couple. And Hannah's like, oh, but like our religions conflict, so like it would never happen. Everyone's like, but why? Because you both very clearly like each other. And I do obviously respect the fact that they're saying absolutely not, no, no, no. But may I also remind you that Checker has got somebody on the outside that he's interested in, or he's got severe feelings for, but isn't his girlfriend, but he really likes and can see a future with her, but isn't his girlfriend. And it just feels like words dancing around the fact that he's like, oh yeah, I can do what I want because I have someone on the outside, but like, it's not serious. So I can do what I want. If I find someone better in here, it's chill. It's chill. I don't know. Guys, it's not hitting right. It's not hitting right. And I think their reactions to everyone being like, yes, you do flirt with each other was hysterical. Both of them. I do like Shegan and I do like Hannah. And I think we'll talk more about Shegan later on because I think there is something a little bit phony about him. But we'll talk more about that when we get to the vault bit. But I do like Hannah. She is very funny at times, like hysterical at times, the way she reacts to things. So I don't know, maybe I'm just plucking at straws, but either way, I am very, very curious to see what happens between these two. I don't think anything will, but now that they're aware that the entire house thinks that they're flirting, I think it's just going to get funnier. So for some reason, we brought back those poxy phone calls. The phone calls were fine the first time, but this time it literally just felt like it was filler. And again, I'm very, very much a person that doesn't really care that they play music over, like, sequences of tasks. I don't care that they do a task every day. I don't personally. Like, it's not the end of the world. I think what they need to do is they need to elongate every episode. An hour a night is not enough, because I'm not watching late and live, especially when AJ and Will are constantly defending Marcello. I just can't watch it because they also hate Ali, and it just winds me the fuck up. But anyway, so I'm just sort of like, there needs to be more Big Brother content. When it's elongated by 15 minutes, I'm like, yes, give me more content. But it seems to be only when there's like drama happening, and I'm just like, it's not enough. I want it now. So yeah, the phone calls were a little bit meh. Thomas was put on hold for ages and then was hung up on, and he just got a Sunday for it. Emma hung up because she didn't want a glass of wine. And then Nathan picked up the phone and was like, oh, welcome to Spy Cam. Choose a person to spy on, and then they'll come to the diary room and you can listen into their diary room sesh. But, like, you choose what they talk about. And I was just sort of like, ugh. He chose Sarah of all people. It's like, why Sarah? She's got nothing interesting to say. And then he went in there and was like, oh, what do you, like, he was asking about baked potato and Nathan. I was like, oh, for God's sake, here we go. Here we go. Again, I don't really hate the fact that they're listening into diary rooms. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, like I said, I'm not gonna cry about it like people on Twitter do when they change the format of the show slightly like that. It's just not the end of the world for me, personally. But I thought if you're gonna choose somebody, choose someone that you can get some juicy information out of. Do you know what I mean? So here's the section where I bash Marcello for another like couple of minutes. So if you don't like Marcello, if you do like Marcello, feel free to skip over this because I'm not gonna be very kind right now. Marcello said multiple times in the hot tub that he likes Trump, and he was then asked like, what do you like about Trump? And he was just like, oh, he's funny, innit? And Emma and Sarah, especially Sarah, who is a known UKIP supporter, she's famous for stop the gloats, but even she was like, I cannot believe that you're supporting him. He said XYZ, he's this, he's this, he's this. And Marcello's like, yeah, but we all say mad things in private. Also, that's an excuse. Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, if you say it in private, you're allowed to say it. Just make sure you don't say it in public, especially when you're in a house that is broadcast to the nation. Yeah, that's a little bit concerning. And then later on, I think it was Sarah, Baked Potato, Nathan, and Marcello. Well, Marcello was kind of included in the conversation, but like he wasn't part of it at the start. They were talking about Martha being an influencer. Now, she's not an influencer, but they were using that term to describe the fact that she does TikTok. I think the word they wanted to say was content creator, but that's not really a widely used like term for like the general populace. It's what we call ourselves, but for most people it's like, oh, influencers. Meh. I hate that term. I think it's just the word, because who the fuck are you influencing? I ain't influencing nobody. If you want to be like me, that's your own fault. Honestly, that's your own fault, not me. Not me at all. But my point is that like I think it's a case of she might have had 10k on TikTok, but like 10k is easy to get on TikTok. Well, I say easy, I can't even fucking get above 100. But that is besides the point. My point being is Marcello took huge issue with the term influencer and caused an argument with Sarah over this. And then it cuts to her being like, you're getting aggressive with me. And I was like, okay, that does seem a little bit out of nowhere. Guess what? ITV cut a whole segment where he goes up and like points in her face and like does this. And no wonder she was like, why are you getting aggressive with me? I would be like, get your finger out my face. I'd end up doing a Kelly and nom 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 in her finger. Just oh no, that was Abby that did that. My bad. But yeah, I'd be like, get your finger away from my face. What's going on here? Yeah, absolutely not. So I do feel like ITV are protecting Marcello in a way. He said later in the next episode that he hates how Ali makes him feel like he can't say things and like picks apart everything he says. But he does the exact same thing to Sarah. And I think that's where the hypocrisy lies. And it's actually quite funny to watch him be such a hypocrite. And I also just can't believe that he is like making the final. This man deserved to be booted out the back door a while back. But we're not ready to have that conversation yet. So we've got a little light segment before we head on to the absolute travesty that was last night's episode. Oh, good God. Prank Wars. I thought this was really, really cute. And I think it's one of those things where like Nathan and Rosie, or Baked Potato, they are genuinely nice together sometimes, and they do have fun, and they have that banter, which is great. Like, she waited outside the bedroom until he came out and then absolutely covered him in flour, talcum powder or something, which was hysterical. And then later on, he got her back whilst they were playing a game in the garden. He was like, right, everyone close your eyes and like swing the pillow backwards and forwards. And then he went to go get egg and flour and dumped the egg on her and then stuck the flour on her. And I was like, that's hysterical. That's so funny. That is the kind of banter that you want in this house, where it's just harmless fun, it's entertaining, and you could tell that they were like grr at each other and wanting to like plan some kind of retribution. But clearly fate had other things in store for these two. Oh God, I can't believe I'm having to talk about this. I can't believe it. So, I think the vault will go down in history as the worst Big Brother twist that has ever been. Yeah, it was just shit, honestly. They were asked to pick an envelope at random. One of them would have a golden ticket inside. The person who won the golden ticket was Shegem. Now, he was then asked to choose 3 people to take into the vault with him. Now, I think that should have been where Big Brother stopped, okay? That should have been where he ended what he said, or they said, or whoever was talking at that time should have said. Because Big Brother proceeded to say, but out of those 3, one of them will not be coming back, as the person with the lowest votes in the vote to win will be going home. That immediately meant that he was going to vote tactically. And realistically, we know that the bottom 4 people at this point in time were, I mean, now we know confirmed that the bottom 4 people were Shegem, Thomas, Sarah, and Baked Potato. Now, he would have probably taken Thomas, he would have probably taken Hannah, and he probably would have taken Marcello, which means that Thomas would have been evicted in his rightful place of 8th. Do you know what I mean? Like, a 9th even. So he would have been evicted. But instead, they told him the twist, and, oh, God. And then he gave, like, the poorest excuses ever. He turns around and he goes, I'm nominating Ali because I think she would benefit from a backdoor exit because she gets nervous when she faces eviction. For Nathan, I think he'd be able to take the fact that I nominated him, and if he goes home, he'd take it on the chin. And Baked Potato, you got booze last time, so I wanted to save you the embarrassment. Just say you don't like them, or you don't like them as much as other people in the house. There are other people in the house that I prefer, and I'd rather one of you guys go. Be honest, be genuine with your intentions. I've noticed this a couple of times when Shegem puts on a facade. We saw it very early on and I let it slide, but when Lily entered the house and he did his whole yay it was bad acting is what it was. And then when the gym equipment was taken, he was alone in the bathroom and he's like screaming no, and it just gives vibes of you just want the airtime, or you want to make like interesting TV, I don't know. And then when he gets told this twist in the diary room, he just overacts again. I don't know whether like that's just him, but like we haven't seen him overreact in any other situations. It only seems to be when the spotlight is on him. And so it's like, I don't know. It's odd at times. I don't know whether he's doing it on purpose or whether that's just who he is. Because I can overreact to situations, that's fine, but there aren't cameras on me every day. So you can't accuse me for playing up to the cameras, do you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's one of those things. So here comes the next part of the diabolical twist. He goes into the vault with Ali, Nathan, Baked Potato, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, we're losing a good housemate here. Like him or hate him, Nathan has been a good housemate. He's been divisive, he's been rude at times, but all in all, he has been memorable, which is more than can be said for Thomas. Let's be honest. Thomas has done nothing since he got there. I started referring to him as Timothy on my tweets, and they've been getting a lot of likes, but no one's noticed that I've been calling him Timothy, which is hysterical to me, because that's how much he fades into the background. He should have been going home in 9th position, not one of those 3. So the next diabolical part of the twist. Shegem can win up to 10k. Okay, cool. 10k out of the prize fund. Sorry, excuse me? So you're telling me that even at the end of all of this, they're not going to be able to win 100k? They're going to win 90k if Shegem gets this right. And then he goes, I'm putting both of the things onto Ali because I don't think she's going to go home. So why would you nominate her if you think you nominated her because you think she isn't going to go home, so your bet's going to be safe? That's why you did it. And you should have been honest about that. I'm playing the game. Be honest. Why not? Because I would respect you so much more if you were like, I'm playing a game, I want that 10k, I'm nominating you, Ali, to come with me because I know you're not going home, so I can safely win my money. I'd have been like, absolutely fair and valid. Do you know what? I respect that. But sad times, it is what it is. let's talk about who went home. So, very sadly, Baked Potato was the one to go home, and I am absolutely gutted. I didn't want her to go home, I'll be honest. I was saying that I wanted her to go home over Khaled. Well, no, I didn't. I was happy with with Lily and Khaled being the ones to go, because I feel like it has mixed up the house a little bit. Baked Potato going, it's a shame, because she really, really, really could have been something in this show. And I feel like her potential was squandered because a lot of her storylines were focused on her and Nathan, and it just didn't quite work out the way you wanted it to. But either way, it is what it is. There's not really much you can do. Sadly, she has left. She's now back to being Rosie, which is kind of iconic. And yeah, that's pretty much it for her. I'm excited to see her back on Eviction Night. I'm sure she'll be on Late and Live tonight as well, because they always are. But it is what it is. Okay, it's time for some funny moments, and I've only got 3, and that they are all actually from Emma, which is kind of iconic. The first one was Emma caressing a chicken. That was particularly hilarious. Then we had Emma telling Baked Potato that maybe girls really fancy Nathan, and that's why they were booing you. Sure, Emma, that's the reason why they were booing Baked Potato. I still don't know why they were booing her. I'm fairly certain that the audience was just shit. So, boo you, audience. And the last one was Emma telling us that she once did a shoot in a ball gag, and that was particularly hilarious. So, that is pretty much all we got time for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. We'll be back tomorrow. No, we won't. We'll be back on Thursday with another episode, recapping more or less the final 2 normal episodes of the show. We've got Tuesday and Wednesdays on Thursday, and then Thursday and Fridays on Saturday, which will be the final. I'm very excited to find out who wins. I have a feeling it's going to be Ali, just the way the voting seems to be going on popular websites. The betting polls have her winning. I think she's in a pretty decent position. I think it could be between her and Hannah. I would be happy with either of them to win, to be honest, because I feel like they've both been incredibly entertaining, vibrant, interesting housemates. So without much further ado, we're going to end the episode. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and make sure to keep on ranting. See you guys later. Bye now.